Hello, fair listener. Welcome and thank you for following our journey on metagaming by Rum Propelled Gaming. Fair warning, sometimes we are not safe for work, and others not safe for real life. Journey forth at your own risk. Now let's dive right back into Tarath through the campaign Many Polos.
Oh, holy Craig.
What's up?
The hand of fate tosses, the dice rolls, spins, turns. The campaign starts and ends, leaving memories that become stories. Stories flow out into the infinite sea, painting it with legends. Legends wash up on the shores throughout the infinite sea, fading to myth until myths are forgotten. And again, the hand of fate tosses, the dice rolls, spins, turns. Hitherto, we left our adventurers known as the Shadow Seekers on the second level of Hell, Lust, where they found themselves after solving the next side in the Tridecahedron as the fourth level of Hell, while escaping the fourth level of Hell, and Kai Shen's prison, which they'd found was an astral ship, guarded by many Githyanki. They land in the blistering heat of a desert oasis and appear before a tavern called the Crusty Mummy. The Shadow Seekers enter the Crusty Mummy tavern, order food from the barkeep, and Franklin and Faust jump down the well in the center of the tavern. There they meet the Frog King, who Franklin pays for information and not to be attacked. They learned about the Frog King being a ferryman for the different parts of the second level of Hell at a cost via his aqueducts. While negotiating with the Frog King, they learned that the cost is pretty steep, though, at 1,000 gold for safe passage and a favor. The Crusty Mummy confirms all that the Frog King is suggesting and says that this is normal par for the course, while Franklin promises a favor to the Frog King for some future larvae of his, which he forgot he didn't have at the time. They did learn that the location of the seal for this level is with the Demon Queen at the Cliff Castle. As they bargain for passage there, the favor that ends up coming out is for a relic that finds itself in the ruins in the desert. Ash makes a very amicable deal with the Frog King for a safe passage to the oasis for a much better price than his original asking. And they sploosh into the middle of a pyramid after a short rest in the pocket rocket. Explorations go well, clearing several rooms of trapped doors and killing a small group of mummies. During which they find a mimic hidden as a coffin that the Shadow Seekers let Bob, the talking skull, possess for a new body. Afterwards, they also find a chest of desire at the center after defeating a pharaoh mummy lord, and abscond with it back to the pocket rocket, where the first thing they ask for is a helm of teleportation and land about a day's hard ride to the Demon Queen's fortress that they can see on Cliff Castle. As well as on their trek towards the Queen's castle, they run into a horde of demons who try to abduct the Shadow Seekers. Keyword try, as they find out shortly that they can dispel the summoning circle, and Ash discovers their weakness of their heart and ripping it out, where the rest of them proceed to do it to themselves for their failed mission of absconding with the Shadow Seekers. They filter back into the pocket rocket and let Bob continue on as a camel, who is taking them to the Queen's Castle. Um, not but half a day now, and find themselves inside the pocket rocket currently. In a pretty friend barren pocket rocket as it stands right now, with only two compatriots, Aganon and Kalimba. Let's find out what happens this time.
So,
Yeah.
while it's a beautiful day out there, I'm all for staying in.
Yeah, me too. I mean, there ain't
And you know,
really a lot of reason to go outside right now, being that there's only two of us.
you're still pretty new around here. So, how do you feel like doing some training?
I mean, I'm down.
Oh, there's my token. Thank you. Oh wait, I need it assigned to me so I can move it.
Let me see. Oh yeah, I have it on the other one. There it is. Should be
Thank you.
able to control it now. Yep.
Okay, come on, kid. I got some place to show you. Now, where'd that dang rock go?
You see some of the crickets probably fondling with some of them trying to with their experiments on the table.
Give me that. Thank you.
You just Kalimba is still kind of weary of the crickets, so you just see her kind of stay back a little.
Here, catch. And he hucks it at you. Okay, now, hats off. How do we use these things again?
And I'm trying to go to, if you're in, basically you have to put it in your mouth as you're going to sleep.
Oh, gross.
It's interesting, but
Aganon remembers how to actually use these things. Generally picks another one up and washes it in the sink over here. All
yeah,
right, now
Kalimba
that
would.
yeah,
Kalimba would wash
you,
hers too, because that's a
yeah, you might
little.
wanna yeah. Okay, so I know it's like probably what time of day is it right now?
Hard to tell because it doesn't seem like there's a nighttime in this part of hell, even if you were outside the pocket rocket. But being inside the pocket rocket, you guys are all on like artificial light with these like fairy light looking things that float above the whole center corridor.
Okay. And we have memories of our side shot characters. Do we know that everyone else has memory of their side shot characters?
Yeah, so speaking of which, that's a good point that I forgot to fill you guys in on. So besides having just come back from the most recent memory too, I did fill you on where you were mission wise, but you guys had just finished a conversation with counterparts of yourself, and in your case, there's probably a nosebleed starting on you, Aganon, as you try to you kind of vaguely recollect going into a white void with your lover and the whole shenanigans of eurythmic veracity. But then
For context, Aganon and Nimue are exes, and they have a kid
exes.
together.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they're starting to get back together now, but if you read the backstory, there's like a huge rift where they kind of hated each other for a while.
Yeah.
They were like each other's evil ex.
Yeah. Still ex-lovers
Yeah.
nonetheless.
But
I
they're
mean,
making amends now.
That's good.
the only character of mine that has an ex is Zero. If Josh ever wants to incorporate that somehow, he does have an ex-wife who he cheated on her with a man, and that's how he got put in hell. So, and then he escaped.
Okay, so I'm sorry, Josh, I interrupted. You were saying the white void.
You're good. The nosebleed seems to abate as you stop thinking about that scenario, and it's almost as if there is a this one's more of almost like a fading dream that you recall being another person. Velma, you think it was, for a time in another place, a place you've never heard of called Divgorod. And the same thing is true for you, Kalimba, for Daphne.
How would Kalimba? How? So she just hold
It's
up.
like you had woken up from a dream and you vaguely recollect all of those things that had happened.
Okay, I was just gonna ask, how would the mutation would it would that make her feel a certain kind of way? Like her being the only one that she remembers being mutated?
I don't know. I mean, you don't know. You probably don't realize right now, at least, that Aganon in front of you was Velma from the dream. But you do realize, that as Kalimba was Daphne, I mean, you can tell me how you feel about the mutations and the decisions that were made.
I mean, I low-key kind of wish I wouldn't have been purified just a little bit, just so I could, because part of me wants to know how that would have gone. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with the outcome of that.
I would expect Velma's overall pleased nature too, considering the building of a cannon last. But
Oh yeah, Aganon is just remembering A, being a chick, B, building a sick ass cannon.
Yeah, Kalimba would
Those are the
be
points he's focusing on.
Callie would be more focused on the fact that she was singled out being mutated and being like, "Wow, that's weird that was just me," and being pushed in the fire would also be a major plot point for her. Um, but
So I know we just woke up from some pretty freaky dreams, at least I did. But
yeah, I mean, I kind of
to get
had a very interesting dream, to say the least.
yeah, I was a girl and I didn't take advantage of it, so that's a loss. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I was a
we
girl and I mutated and got thrown in the fire. So
okay, so sorry to do this to you, but we gotta go back to sleep to get where we're going. And that crystal you got there, now hear me out. You gotta
does
put it in your
melatonin
mouth.
exist in this world?
So hear me out. You have to put that crystal in your mouth, and for some reason, I feel compelled to tell you not to swallow it. You're not eating it. Just hold it in your cheek, and then we're gonna go to sleep, and I'll see you there.
Good
I
to
know it
know,
doesn't make
because
sense now.
in my dream there was a certain experience of me swallowing a crystal.
Huh? Okay, yeah. Don't do that with this one. Okay, I'll see you when we get there.
Yeah, Kalima's gonna
And
go back in the
he
main room
wanders
and
off to. Oh, I can't get through the door. Why is there no door?
it's like a wall-ish, because it's like you got to go up a ladder.
Oh, I can't see my character. It's just a blue square now. There's no token.
Huh.
I don't know, but Kalimba's gonna go back
Anyway.
to where she was
Oh,
and prop
that.
up in the main room and like kick her feet up on the table and lean back in the chair.
okay, that works. Bloop. We'll go to the corner.
Okay. You
Try to fall
guys
back asleep.
put the crystal in
Also,
your
this is
mouth.
not
Yeah.
necessary, but I'm giving Kalimba an outfit change. And just because.
Um,
Yep, he pops the crystal in his mouth and goes to sleep.
you see
Yeah.
where Aganon went up a ladder, and you probably would have poked your head up in there. You would have seen a big vanity and mirror up there too.
I feel like nobody's giving Kalimba a tour of this place yet, so she just
Oh,
kind of
really?
stays in the main room mainly.
Oh.
All right. Um, you guys pop the crystals in your mouths, and you get not only the after you'd washed them off, the water, slightly denigrated water at this point. It's kind of musty tasting, but
Uh,
besides that, um, almost an electric buzz that kind of
there, I put a picture of Kalimba's new outfit in her thing. Continue.
feels like a mix between putting your tongue on a 9-volt and pop rocks, and but at the same time, immediately feel sleepy and fade into unconsciousness quickly. And this one, right? Yeah. Here we go. Come on, work with me. There you go. Should be as the last popping sensations in your mouth clear, you feel your eyes flutter open and you're standing fully alert and awake, it seems like, in a very well furnished room that a figure sits, and you vaguely remember from a more recent ish interaction. And he greets you both by your names. And he says, "Welcome back to the Infinite Tower, Kalimba and Aganon."
Don't
Looking
mind if I
to
do.
peruse
So,
the stairs.
hats off for a second. How old is Kalimba?
She's like 28-ish. Because her
Oh, okay.
thing was kind of like the Greek myth of Calypso, how she was trapped on an island. Except hers, she got off of the island when she was like 20-ish. So like she is
Okay.
grown.
Sorry,
So
for a second I thought she was like 20 or something.
Kalimba's grown. Ciro's a little younger than she is. He's like 24, but
Okay.
Kalimba's older.
Uh-huh. So yeah, we got a new party member. We got to train him up, and figured this was the place to do it.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And just since you looks like he goes back through the entries, you guys haven't traversed the tower. Just met in that room I'd negotiated with Franklin, I believe, was your compatriot. He's looking at his notes and he
I've
says,
I've been in a few levels.
"Oh, okay. My apologies.
Yeah, I low key don't even know what this place is. Just a little bit. I'm a
Well,
little
it doesn't hurt to give
confused.
you the rundown then again. Whether you
But
go up or down, you will end up wherever you're intended to be in the tower. But you will face challenges here. And don't worry, most of them will be deadly, but you will just wake back up where you
yeah, I
should in
remember
general
that part
rest.
from the discussion we had.
But however
It
many
was
levels
made very clear that we could not kill each other.
you clear depends upon your reward here.
Reward?
Absolutely. Uh, I'm not one of those hosts that don't provide for my guests.
All about the
Well,
goodie
that's nice
bags.
of you.
All about the goodie bags.
Yeah, Aganon at this point would, because I'm gonna say Kalimba would have fallen asleep a little after him, after changing outfits and everything. But you just notice Kalimba stroll up in an entirely different outfit, like headscarf and everything.
I mean, this is kind of like a dream world. Can we mentally change our outfits here?
You get a sense that as you start to think about it, you feel like there almost could be that, and then Ishamael kind of gets a grin on his face and just winks and says, "I don't think you've unlocked that here yet."
Ah, worth a shot.
I'm glad I changed before we came in here.
Any other questions though that you might have? This is the time before you go on.
So, can you tell me a little about the levels? Like, is everyone just different and like randomized, or is it just like, how does that? Like
More or
you
less,
said, where we were intended to be, and that's
yes,
very vague.
they're more or less randomized, but I do account for my guests and their abilities, as well as um, what they have accomplished in the past. So the more you clear, the more levels, and the farther you get, the more challenging things will be.
But I have no more questions if Aganon doesn't. So,
So, how does the challenge level work if we have different amounts that we've cleared? So let's see, Aganon has cleared. There was a lava level, a water, a tree, and Aganon has cleared at least 4 levels that I can remember.
And
So how does the
without dying, I might add. So
yes? Mhm.
you will be seeing some interesting challenges ahead of you, and the best ways that I have to explain them is to face them.
Mm.
He just says, with a twinkle in his eye.
But is that level going to be? I guess is the difficulty level averaged between us? Does Kalimba have to fight at the difficulty level max of the party? How does that work?
I mean, it's not like I haven't done it before. I kind of
Mm.
did join y'all in the middle of a battle. So, if that is the case, I can hold my own. I'm not worried.
All right, let's go.
Some of it is automated, so I can't quite tell you exactly, but
Uh-huh.
please proceed up the stairs or down. Your choice.
All right, Kalimba, after you. Oh, and
Um,
I take a scoop of this fountain first if you got a container.
And you, do you bring it to your
that's a
lips, or
fountain.
are
I
you
thought it
saying
was a mat on the floor. I'm not gonna
it's?
lie.
Yep, there's a to describe the space a little bit more than for your sake. Besides being with a giant globe off to the left and bookshelves lining the back of the wall behind the mahogany desk of Ishamael, is a fountain directly behind him that is slowly trickling out water. And it smells super pure, like mountain spring.
I mean, I don't really have a container. I have a jar of oil, but I don't even know how to empty that out. So, you just see, as she's saying that, you just see Kalimba like dig through her net bag, but you don't see the fruit in it move, and it seems like she's just digging in thin air.
I need to create an item for that, I think. But I've said in the
Uh,
past that it basically replenishes you if you're sipping from it, as if you just had like a long rest.
Yeah, after not finding a container, Kalimba would. My roll 20 keeps crashing and it's irritating me. Hold
No,
up. But
I actually don't think Aganon has a. Oh, he has a water skin. Yeah,
does go?
so he's
I don't even
gonna
know.
fill up his
She
water
might
skin.
have one. I don't know what a water skin is. Oh, she does have one. Yeah. Let me reopen roll 20 real quick. But Kalimba would fill her water skin that she finally found up. But I don't know if I've ever described the bag to you. I think I have to Josh, but it was. It's this little like net, like you know the net bags that like people would carry fruit in and stuff, and it kind of like molds to whatever.
Mhm.
It's that, except it was given to her by her parents, and the fruit in it never rots, and it also like it's essentially a bag of holding, but it just has a different appearance.
Neat.
So you see like
Mm,
coconuts and
mm,
like a pineapple in there,
mm.
maybe. My roll 20 is not working at all. It keeps saying, hold up. A problem repeatedly occurred on, and then the website URL. So
Oh,
let me completely close out Google and try to open it again. But I've never had this issue before in any campaign that we've done. So I have no clue why it's doing it. I think I got
no
it. How do you
worries.
get it fixed? I got it fixed. Okay. But Kalimba would find like hold. She was digging through her bag for a minute, and she just pulls out a water skin out of seemingly nowhere, fills it up, and then takes a drink of it before putting it back in her bag.
I got your water skin full. We're ready to go. Up or
Do you want to
down?
go? I was
Huh?
just gonna ask you that.
Oh,
So,
nope. Lady's choice.
um, let's go up. I got a good feeling about up.
guys
Onwards and upwards.
start walking up the stairs, and as you crest what you would think the peak is to the next room, your perception shifts as if you were walking down a set of stairs, and you are walking down what appears to be into a room of stone walls and vines and trees. Really, actually, no trees, mainly just shrubbery. And you see some creatures floating around in it. Some fairy-like looking things.
So it's kind of like a magical courtyard vibe. Like this.
Did you did the camera shift where it needed to be?
Yes. Hmm.
My roll 20's acting
So-
up again. So,
Oh no.
but I'm getting it fixed. Hold up.
All right.
Okay. I do a
Well,
nature
if-
check to see if I recognize them.
12. Let me go back over to them. The things that are floating around, you definitely recognize. They seem to be of the wood nymph variety of fairy.
my map didn't change, but I don't know if you've done that yet or not.
I did. How'd that work?
It just crashed the thing again.
Oh no.
I keep trying to pull your camera. If you get back in, just scroll down and you'll see the next one that's highlighted.
Okay.
Because that might be what's crashing you too, is me trying to pull your camera, because I can do that from my side.
I didn't know
Is
you
it-
could do that.
Yep.
Is it roll 20 crashing or D&D Beyond crashing? For
Roll
Yeah.
20.
Ah.
Like, the map is crashing, but I have my character sheet, so I can do stuff if y'all describe what I'm looking
Yeah.
at. So,
Yeah, the first thing you're seeing is at the bottom of the stairs, a couple different pathways along the stone walls that seem to go floor to ceiling in the space. Sort of maze-like.
So the wood nymphs that I'm seeing, do I recognize them as like intelligent, typically peaceful creatures, or do I recognize them as combative monsters?
In your experience, as long as you're not harming their plants, they are relatively peaceful, but usually not as open with themselves as they are currently appearing to be. Even one, as you guys get down to the bottom of the stairs, looks over their shoulder and kind of huffs and seems to go back to work. The more flamboyant one is kind of redressing the more muscular one that seems to be working on the plants, and they seem to be dealing with some sort of vines, like I'd said, and some of them are wilting and withering, and they're pruning some of it lightly.
Yeah. Aganon will gingerly continue to walk down the steps, saunter on over. What you got here?
Oh, nothing for you to worry about. It's just some blight we've been dealing with. Can't figure out why.
Kalimba would follow down after I finally got my thing working. So,
Nice.
So
Never
what
mind.
is this place?
I moved my character and then it crashed again. So,
Oh no.
This place, you find yourself in. I really don't know how to describe the vaster expanse of, but you find yourself in our garden.
so you said they were wood nymphs, right?
Mhm.
Would Kalimba feel any kind of familiarity towards them, being that she is a water nymph? Or
Water arrogant or water ganassi, not nymph. Ganassis are like genies.
Aganon is the air ganassi.
Oh, what is? Oh, is it
Kalimba's a
actually?
water nymph. We made her a custom lineage.
That's
so-
right. That's right. So you not particularly. You might have run across them, but generally stay away from them, considering your.
Different elements.
Yes, exactly. So you don't have too much. I would
Plus,
guess.
Kalimba's from like a beachy, kind of coastal. You said you had some blight going on with your plants. You would does this usually happen for y'all?
Usually, nothing about this is usual. We've got all sorts of plants withering and dying, and usually we're very good at keeping them alive.
Well, sorry to hear about that. And Agonon's just like walking around looking at shit.
And you run into another set of wooden nymphs, totaling now you've seen a total of 7.
I think there was another one that I saw, right? No, that was the same one. Okay. So the fog of war is returning when I
Yep,
leave a
every
room.
time. Yep.
Okay. Okay. I wasn't
Uh-huh.
sure if it was supposed to be like a grayed out version of what I had seen or no.
No, yeah, it's working properly.
Let me
Oh,
get
shit.
the app and see if it will work through there because it keeps crashing.
I don't know.
But Kalimba would
You'll have to
try
let me
to.
know because the app originally wouldn't let you do like see the map, but Kalimba, go ahead. Just gonna follow Aganon. Is that what you're gonna say, or I think he cut
Oh,
out.
he's just like wandering around in the area. So when did this blight here start? It's looking pretty rough.
Time's irrelevant here. I don't know how long it's been. It's shorter than my lifespan. How's that?
Yeah, I can't do that. So until it sorts itself out, I'm just gonna be playing majority by ear and what y'all
That's fine.
described to me. So
What's the screen grab on PC where you grab a portion of the screen again? What's the hotkey?
I don't remember the hotkey. It's like Windows S maybe.
what is Aganon trying to do right now?
I'm trying to take a screen cap for you. Or snipping tool. There we go.
I saw it for a
That's snipping
second, so I
tool,
kind of
Windows
know.
logo key Shift S. Windows logo key Shift S. Okay.
I forgot the shift.
But Kalimba would be. Hold up, let me see if she can even do that before I
There.
offer.
There's a screenshot.
Thank you, because if I take one, it's the whole map.
Okay, so there are like you said 7 nymphs in the.
So far that you guys have seen.
So have y'all figured out like a reason why it might be withering, or is it just
You
is
think if
this
we'd have
just
figured
kind
out a
of?
reason, it would still be doing it?
Well, you can figure out the reason without enacting a solution. So I thought y'all might be in the middle of that, maybe.
We're trying
But
everything we can, but nothing seems to be working.
are you good with plants at all, Aganon? Or
So. He's gonna lean in and investigate the the vines.
yeah, Columbus.
With the 7, you notice straight off that the blight seems to be all across the plant. It's affecting the leaves the most. You can see visibly with it falling off of them, but also on the bark and woodier parts of the plant going all the way down to the root. There are some evidence of kind of dried up portions or dead portions of it, you know?
Yeah, I can't do what I was gonna do because Kalimba doesn't. I was gonna see if it was gonna be a issue with the water and try to purify it, but Kalimba can't purify the water. So
Agon's gonna take out his water skin and drip a few drops on the leaves, bark, and soil.
And
Kalimba's just gonna look at him and be like, oh, "That's smart. I wouldn't have thought of that."
you see the plant kind of shudder and shake and those dead wood portions fall to the ground as they grow back with a new woodier portion, and some leaves start to sprout before those leaves again wither and die, and some more dead wood appears back. You don't think we've tried that?
I mean, I had to try something.
Well, I appreciate the help nonetheless. If you could figure it out, I'm sure we can let you in with
So
some of our booty.
I do like me some booty.
You would
So
hear Kalimba would chuckle and kind of like blush slightly at your comment.
so it seems like the blight takes over immediately after it grows back. It's not like a typical fungus or a virus that takes time. Have you oh, go on.
I was just saying, yes, we've determined it's some sort of magic in nature.
Have you
I think.
angered anyone recently?
Well, we're pretty amicable here. I mean, we're pretty much in a polyamorous love relationship here. Everything's great as long as the plants are good. And then she kind of swats the guy that's pruning and trying to get away from some of the blight on the plant that he's working on the rear, and he just looks over his shoulder and says, "Not now. I'm working."
Well, is anyone here outcasted? Might have a bone to pick with anyone else? You sure? No one else? No one has any grudges?
None that I know of.
Hmm. Um,
Perception, seeing if she's
yeah,
you
it
can
wasn't.
tell
Or is it insight? What would be to see if she's
insight.
lying or
Insight
holding
would
anything back?
insight would be the one
Okay,
for that.
here's insight.
Let me connect to my hotspot and see if it's a problem with my internet.
Maybe. You see, or notice rather, that she's being fully upfront with you, and she's thinking as hard as she can. However, some of the others you'd picked up on, even though she'd mentioned, everybody being much more or less in a working relationship, some of the others are kind of staying in their own sections of the area. They're not all working together at the same time right now.
What? This is a question for you. What class is Aganon?
Ranger.
Oh, so he probably wouldn't know dispel magic or whatever, because they said they thought it was a magical blight.
Yeah, he doesn't have.
And Kalimba doesn't either, so she has no spells at all.
He has
But I
spike
can see the map
growth.
now. I connected to my hotspot, and that fixed it. So
Great.
Nice.
So Aganon is gonna wander on over here.
Okay.
Kalimba is gonna kind of go down the other hallway and just stop. Probably she'd stop about there, and look around a little bit.
You walk in between the other wood nymphs at the end of your hallway, Kalimba, and they seem to just look up from their work and then shrug and then go back to it.
So is there more blight over here, or is it just kind of like centralized? And okay,
Nope. You can tell that it's pretty much
is it
everywhere that you're walking
Can I
around.
do? I don't know what you could be, but can I do a check to see if it's worse in one area than the other? Like just from like perception or something. I don't know.
How are you checking this? Just tell me that, and I can always tell you. Tell me what you're trying to do.
What? I'm on the phone. Anything.
But from what it sounds like you're trying to do, I would say that be an investigation, because you're probably looking closer, touching some of the blight maybe, or at least poking at it, seeing what's going on.
My stepbrother came in, but I was gonna say, I would just roll like and do a nature check on it or something. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever, like nature, maybe
Yeah,
perception,
mean-
something.
you could go with nature.
Alright,
But I was asking.
Can you clean up the bathroom, please? I will. Give me a minute. I've already cleaned it up once today from one of y'all.
Uh, yeah, I was asking how you were doing the check though. Like, are you running your
Okay,
hands
I'll
along it,
do. Let me see which one's higher.
or are you sniffing it? Are you licking it? Like, what are you doing?
She will. She's gonna run her hand along it. She's not gonna ingest any of it. Kalimba has taken what happened in that dream and noted it in her head not to put random stuff in her mouth.
As you go ahead and roll the nature then.
Okay. Let's see. Jesus. 18.
As you run your hand along it and parts of it fall away dead behind you, you do see new growth behind it, but that seems to, almost as you run your hand along it, move the blight in the direction up and towards you. But it's not like it's following you, it's just like new growth appears, but then the blight moves along the same direction you're traveling because it's moving up in that direction, if that makes any sense. It's like it
Kalimba would
moves along the
like
plant.
Like it's taking over
immediately.
the leaves in order of when they sprouted.
No, not when they sprouted. So when a new one sprouts, an old one would get the blight.
Kalimba would immediately dash over to Aganon and explain to her exactly what she saw.
Hmm.
So there was more blight down that hallway over there, and I kind of ran my hand along it. And it seemed like every time a new leaf would sprout, another older one would get afflicted by the blight. And I also noticed behind me there was like a room with a stump in it. I don't know if that, I didn't look into that, but
Where's that
there
at?
is more over this way.
Over here?
Yeah, I was right here.
Huh. Hey, you there.
Ha! What?
Gestures to this worker. What's the stump here? What did this used to be?
Oh, that used to be our tree. It we think the blight possibly could have started from it because it was the first to get it, and we tried to stop it by chopping it down. As he like makes some sort of gesture you're unfamiliar with that seems to be a sort of prayer. Finally, putting his two fingers to his lips and raising it to above, and he says that we'd hoped that stopped it, but unfortunately, that seemed to not be the case. Uh, and I'm praying for our lost tree.
Oh. He tries dribbling some water on the tree.
What are you doing? And then you see a sprout come up that off of the stump that has a few oak leaves. It looks like before the whole thing shrivels and cracks and turns back into a blighted form and falls off the stump.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, "That is a holy tree."
Oh, my bad. Sorry. I thought that if this was the source, maybe healing this specifically might do something. My apologies. I will not
Yes,
touch the tree.
your deepest, sincere apologies are in
Yes.
order. Uh,
I
ask
he
questions before you do things.
he
It seems
bows.
like a more withered one of the other ones. It's hard to tell their age because all of their skin is very barky in the first place, but this
Hmm.
one's bark seemed to be a little bit more weathered.
Yes, my sincerest apologies. I had no no idea per our conversation the importance of this tree. And now that I do, I will conduct myself entirely differently. You have my word.
Thank you. And he goes back to clearing some of the blight away as best he can.
Now you mentioned asking questions.
Oh yes. Yeah,
Did
lad.
did this blight seem to happen when a lot more plants were planted in this garden? Did you have a recent expansion?
No, we keep it very prim and proper in here. We don't expand without
first getting proper authority to do so and making sure that there is enough nutrition for every plant.
And who gives this authority?
You're not going to be able to pronounce his name, but I think you could go. We could call him Steve.
Steve?
You'll
Okay.
understand. Yeah.
Because pardon me if this is speaking out too much, but it appears like there's not proper nutrition.
That's well above your pay grade, definitely, Missy. So I
But
wouldn't
look at
say that
this.
to Steve.
May I touch the vines?
Certainly.
So he demonstrates what Kalimba had found, where when one new leaf grows, a different new leaf dies. It's like a 1-to-1 trade-off. Josh,
Yeah.
is that what you were describing?
More or less. And
It seems like there's a cap on the amount of healthy vines that can exist.
And he goes,
Yes, we've noticed this too, but it seems that if we let it continue, that it could completely rot all of the plants here. So we are just right now just holding it at bay, more or less,
So
with the hope that we can get the fruit before it withers, if you catch my drift.
So how can there be a 1-to-1 trade-off of life and death, but then the blight is taking over more live things that are growing? That's not a 1-to-1 trade-off then.
That's because we're keeping up with it. If we let it fester longer than this, it will. You probably haven't seen it again, young one, but it takes time. If you go visit the only other tree that was left in the south portion, you will see.
Don't mind if I do, and I won't touch it.
Good. Steve is the one watching over it. He's more cantankerous than I.
That's good to know.
And yeah, as Kalimba would see Aganon start walking, and then as the workers work, they would just hear a set of high heels clicking on the wood floor behind him.
Oi! Stay away from my booty!
I'm
No,
not.
that's
We're not trying to steal anything. We were just directed to this tree. We're trying to assist y'all with the blight, and
that is not the booty I'm interested in.
you see even more withered looking individual, and he just goes,
Well, this is where we be holding our booty. What's your business?
to backtrack a little, when Aganon would have said, that's not the booty I'm interested in, Kalimba would have just looked at him a little, like, I'm right here, hello. Like, you don't gotta look for it. Like, pretty obvious.
He
Like,
gives her
that
a
would
look of
be.
utter confusion, not picking up on it whatsoever. Because he means, his ex.
See, Kalimba just means a piece of ass. That is
Yeah.
her interpretation of that. So, but wait, hold up. What did
Mhm.
we just came to investigate the tree a little bit. We're not going to touch it. We just want to observe it.
Okay.
We're not going to bother or disturb
You must
anything
not
else.
be touching it.
Oh,
Or
we
my booty.
We
we
won't.
learned that
We
lesson
won't.
the hard way.
he steps back a little bit to let you into the courtyard area that seems to hold a very withered tree that the blight has fully taken over, but no one's caring for it at this time. It seems like there is one other nymph in the little grove that holds this large chest off to the side, as you guys notice when you walk in, and the other nymph is caring for the vines that are around the little grove.
And
Kalimba would have. You go ahead. You go ahead.
does the blight appear to be worse here in this grove?
No, just the tree itself seems to be the worse for the wear.
Kalimba would have walked back over to Steve and stood about there. And so, was this tree the first spot y'all have noticed the blight, or was it somewhere else?
It was the first tree that was cut down that we noticed the blight, but this one, and we'd hoped as it spread, we couldn't bring ourselves to cut it down as well.
Makes sense. The first one
So,
didn't really help anything.
was the first one the stump we saw in the corridor above here?
It sounds like the one to the north. I'm guessing you mean.
Yes, but about how long ago did this blight start? Like,
It's hard to
could you give me a
say.
little more insight on that?
It's really hard to say. I mean, time here is very elusive.
Right. Kalimba is gonna do a small circle around the tree and go stand on the other side and just kind of observe it.
You
So,
notice you notice same as around the other tree, that hadn't caught your eye too much before because you thought maybe they weren't as odd being around some of the dead things, but some red cap mushrooms that seem to be sprouting in not a pattern, but not even close to a pattern. It's just very random.
At the notice of the mushroom shoot, Kalimba would kind of gesture for Aganon to come observe them.
do they appear to have any blight on them?
No.
So, and he addresses the fairies. Have these always been around? These mushrooms?
Oh yes, the mushrooms take care of the dead things for us.
Have you tried any sort of remedy or salve with these mushrooms? They don't seem to be impacted by the blight. Perhaps they're immune.
Well, we don't really have too much experience with them in the south department. Wouldn't know too much, but we do know that we've tried slicing and dicing and mixing them with just some water and spraying, but that didn't seem to really help. And you can't take too many of them, he says,
Getting a little his heavy brow, which you've never been able to see his eyes before, now comes up and he's looking at you.
because if there's too many of them taken, then they won't be able to keep up with the uh dead things, mulch and such.
Hmm.
And his brow goes back down as he relaxes.
So it seems like this grove of yours has been cursed. Any
That's what we've been thinking.
upset anyone lately? We were told there were no disputes and no grudges, but what do you say?
Well, I don't know. You only people that the only other ones here that everybody's been distraught with the blight, so it's been hard to say. But we've had our minor disputes in the past. It's usually only lovers, but nothing like this. We all need the plants to survive. They know. I don't think anyone here would.
No one else coming and going?
Well,
Other than
adventurers
us.
like yourselves from time to time.
Anything? Now I'm not asking for anything, but just out of curiosity, could a cursed object have made it into that booty chest of yours?
No, never. We are very meticulous of what booty we put in this treasure chest.
And nothing has come into the grove around the same time as the blight?
No, it's been pretty regular. The only thing that we've noticed out of the ordinary is the blight itself. I mean,
Would
I guess
y'all maybe have a small little like alchemy area where I could attempt to make a spell for you with the
not
mushrooms?
not really. I mean, you could go to the dump.
Where would that be at?
On the east side of the grove.
My roll 20 crashed again, so give me just a second.
no.
No
But
worries.
Kalimba would have. How many mushrooms would you say we're allowed to take so we don't disturb your little mini ecosystem y'all have going on here?
And his eyebrows raise again, and he squints at you, though, making no his beady eyes even beadier, with the brow raised, and he just says,
2 from this grove are allowed to go.
Okay, Kalimba is going to take off her headscarf and kind of pick 2 of the smaller mushrooms and wrap them in the scarf and carry them with her, so nothing gets on her.
All right, you said the dump was this way?
Yes, the far east of the chambers.
he says, as you're presumably walking away.
Why, thank you. I'll be on my way.
I'll just smack Kalimba straight into the corner of the wall.
First, Agonon's going to peek around this corner.
You see a little sitting area, a couple chairs,
What's this?
and what appears to be a small beehive
Huh. Nope.
humming softly.
Nope. Okay, we'll go over there later.
Yeah, Kalimba does not like bugs, so she's not finna go over there right now. At the side of the beast, she would have turned and like sped walk the other direction a little.
See a table over here to the east.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe southeast? This is the dump, maybe?
It doesn't appear to be, as it's got a healthy bush growing in it.
Hmm.
Looks to be a
Kalimba,
diminutive
an idea
lemon
just
tree, actually.
What?
A
you would
diminutive
have
lemon tree, actually.
Aganon at this point would have heard Kalimba's footsteps stop, like walking from behind him, and because she had an idea. Aganon,
He turns around.
do you
Yep.
think that maybe the dump is causing the blight, like the pollution from it?
Possibly, if we can find it, we can investigate, but I can't seem to locate this friggin' thing.
Through like not
You're robotic, what?
disposable, like
Oh no, you're a robot!
like my
Beep
phone
boop
is
bop.
No!
for it
Beep boop bop.
like right now.
I missed all of that. You were robotic?
There, did I fix it?
As you, yeah,
Yeah.
as you near
Okay, but
that portion, Aganon, there is a few creatures that look like to be nymphs again, but they're under the stairs, and there's a bunch of dead pieces of vine and the like piled together, with mushrooms growing profusely in this area.
Okay.
And the one says, "Oh,
did you go
I
northeast or
don't know.
southeast? Hold up.
Northeast.
Okay.
Did you bring some of the blight with you to throw in the trash? Otherwise,
No,
I've
but
have to ask you to move along. We've got a lot of sorting to do. These mushrooms are keep coming back here."
Kalimba is gonna step a little forward so she can see more. But I was just hoping to kind of observe the dump. We're trying to help y'all solve your little blight problem.
Little, I wouldn't call it little.
Have y'all thrown anything in here that would potentially be the cause of the blight?
No, and that would be my job to make sure that there isn't anything here that shouldn't be.
And
As
are
fun
these
as that
mushrooms
is.
breaking? Are the mushrooms breaking down the blight pile? They seem to like it over here.
Slowly but surely, they're doing their job.
So
Has
I'm
anyone tried? Has anyone tried to propagate these mushrooms? Spread some spores?
If you do that, then the whole grove would be gone.
But they
With the
eat.
blight,
They only eat dead material, not live material.
sir, that that sort of talk will get you shysted out of the grove.
But is because it's not true here.
No, because you're talking about the underminement of the whole ecosystem.
But the ecosystem is already off balance. You'll
Kalimba's
have
gonna put
to.
a hand to Agonon's chest and kind of take over this conversation at this point, so they don't get kicked out. Like just a very gentle open palm, just lightly
Well,
taps him on the chest and lingers there. I'm
if
we're we were told to call him Steve, but he allowed me to take 2 of the mushrooms, and I'm gonna attempt to make a salve. Is there anything here that I could use to maybe add to the salve in hopes that it will help remedy the blight, or what should I look somewhere else for anything like
These
the
ones look
sword?
to be a bit of on the younger side, and they say
That's above our pay grade. But if Steve said that you could come here and use whatever you want, it's the dump. You can take whatever you want. But know that if you start something that destroys the whole grove, there will be consequences. Last time
Oh,
that I
that
had it, had an arm ripped off and had to wait months for it to go back.
I I mean I totally understand that. I'm a different element of nymph, so I get where you're coming from. But that is not my intention at all. I'm just trying to help heal whatever is happening here. So at this point, Kalimba would have stepped up to the blight pile. You said it was the dump was almost exclusively blight,
yep.
right? I'm gonna roll. Can I roll a? Would it be nature or perception to see if I touch this blight, will it spread? Again, since it's already been kind of severed.
You can just touch it.
Okay. Well, Kalimba is gonna, in the same kind of headscarf that she has the mushrooms wrapped in, she's gonna take a couple pieces, small pieces of the blight, and wrap them with the mushrooms.
Okay.
Um. So what even is a salve? Let me ask that. I kind of know what it is. It's kind of like a paste, right? Like,
Usually.
but on the
okay.
lens, or it could be. It could. Sometimes it's. There's also like a bandage with a leaf to keep it on. If it's on like a human limb or something.
So I would need
But it's really just a
something
paste. Yeah.
to make it let, because if I ground these up right now, they'd probably end up a powder, realistically. So I would need something to bind them together.
Well, if you dried them, they'd be a powder, but there's still moisture in mushrooms. If you take a raw mushroom and grind it up, it'd probably be a very dry paste.
And so, Aganon, what happened when you put the water on the blight?
Oh, and it temporarily grew and then withered. You know,
Do you
like
think that
every.
if I mixed a couple drops of the water with the mushrooms and the blight, it might?
Sure, give it a shot.
Okay, Kalimba. Do we have a mortar and pestle somewhere, or is that something I don't have access to?
I don't think you brought it with you. It's not in your
Let me
like
see. I do
you could
not.
probably makeshift some stuff.
I don't have anything that would be useful here.
Yeah, you got like calligraphy
Calligrapher
supplies, it looks
supplies,
like.
daggers, a lyre, a spear, and then the basic like starting stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm. Do you have anything we could grind this up with, Aganon, at all?
No, unfortunately.
Okay, so Kalimba is just gonna kind of. She's going to pour a few drops into her head wrap as much as she does not want to, and then mush it up in the head wrap.
You
And
do
use that as kind of like
you do
a
have
container.
um you're starting like I guess it's just rations that you put in your inventory, but usually you do
Yeah.
have like a kit for like
I
eating,
just
which is
put the
usually like a
starting equipment.
bowl.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
I
I'm
just
just
put the
thinking.
starting equipment that it let me have, like
Yeah,
in.
yeah. Um,
So it automatically put all the stuff I have in here, minus the fans and the necklet and the torque. Those are the only things that we added. So can we say I would have that, or no?
y- yeah. Because you wouldn't usually travel without like I think it's called. I'm trying to go to look for it now. I think it's called just like a kit. Nope, nope. Load more. I guess it's not mess kit. That's what it's called.
I'm gonna add that to my inventory real quick.
Oop, I just added it to your inventory as well.
Okay. But Kalima would have taken the bowl and probably let me see what else it has in it. Like, is it just like basic like eating supplies? Like, is that
Yeah.
like utensils and stuff? Okay, Kalima would have taken a bowl and a spoon and have dumped the blight and the mushrooms in there before adding water. A couple, like a little bit of the water from the fountain, and use the spoon to kind of muddle it together.
And nothing
There's-
seems to happen at first as you're mixing. Um, but you do get some weird looks from the younger nymphs that are there, and kind of a turned up nose from the one, like, what do they think they're doing? And then, the bowl in your hand starts to kind of heat up almost unbearably so. And you start to see that'll work. Vines pouring out of the bowl, climbing out over the wall, and all of the nymphs that are at the dump yell and scream and run away.
Is that true scale?
Yeah. And as it grows, you can see that it sprouts flowers almost immediately, and the pollen that seems to drift away from those as they poof into existence slowly linger in the air, and you have a hair's breadth before something clicks in your mind of, oh shit, and the pollen lands on some of the other vines, seemingly curing the blight and causing an overgrowth of vines throughout the whole area. And overall, then you just hear screaming from under the vines and throughout from all of the nymphs that you presumably met before as it takes over the
Oops.
space.
Kalimba, her first priority, she would grab one of the flowers and put it in her hair. Like that would be the very first
These
thing she would.
these flowers are like the size of your upper torso.
Never mind. She won't do that. Um, she would try to.
And
She
then
would traverse the my roll's when he's acting up again, but she would try to traverse the vines to go find Steve again, and she would drag Aganon with her just in case. Like she has a hold
He's
of
trying not
Agonon's
to be
arm.
seen.
She has a hold
and
of Agonon's forearm and is just kind of dragging him behind her. but
Now it's more of a, do you guys remember how to get back there?
Yeah.
Through the vines.
I can't. My map isn't loading. So,
So
but Kalimba,
Aganon,
no, I feel like she would. She's smart, somewhat. The best way I could describe her, she's naive, not stupid. Like that is the word I would use. And you just kind of hear, are the vines thorny at all, or are they just like regular? Like,
no, they're a little, rough on the skin, but not like if you weren't careful, they could probably do some damage, but it's not like, yeah, it's not like big thorns or anything that are ripping and tearing you apart. It's just rough.
So has the
Poorly used.
blight affected any of these vines that have just grown?
No, and it seems like any plants that you'd run into before have exploded with growth.
Okay, so hopefully they're not going to kill us. Can I see any blight anymore?
No,
so there's
you
no
don't
more.
see any blight.
Oh,
You
Um,
just
and where did
Steve would just kind of all the nymphs would just kind of see Kalimba walk in with like her head kind of like down a little because she's trying not to hit her head on anything. Well, I fixed your blight problem.
and it looks
Agonon's
like
like peeking his head around the corner.
She
you
says,
finally
and she would like
finally
she would
found
like
it.
smile a little bit. What
And
was
Josh,
that?
what'd
and
you say?
I just said that, and it looks like you finally found Steve, who
Mhm.
seems to be not hacking at the new vines, but pushing them away from his chest. And he goes, that was a little bit more effective than I was hoping. I
Yeah,
hopefully
that
this.
was my first time doing anything alchemy related, so I guess it went well. A little too
Uh,
well, but it succeeded.
yeah. Well, with that, I mean, you should probably be on your way before the rest of them decide to off.
Or the what?
The rest of them decide to off you. You know, string you up. Got you.
Yeah, I closed out
But
the app on
I
my app.
thought you, Steve, are the law around here.
I'm not the law. I'm just the elder.
But why would everyone be mad? The blight's gone. I
Once
mean,
they get
yes.
once they get themselves out of the vines that have, and you look to see some of the other ones that you've passed now, and you realize that the vines have grown through them, holding them in place, and
Like
they're
through their
kind of,
bodies.
yeah, and their bodies themselves have started to kind of overgrow with what it is, and you've noticed that like the bark on Steve is just long enough to be covering his nose. So he's like, I've been able to stay away from it for the most part, but I'm guessing everybody's gonna be pretty peeved at you.
Oh well, hopefully everyone can get a haircut. But the grove is cured.
Yeah, yeah. And he's like, here, and he opens his chest and he
And
just like a crack and reaches his hand down and pulls out an oversized key. You're gonna want this.
why, thank you. And Aganon is like pushing some vines away from Steve as he walks around.
Kalimba.
So
So would a flower be able to feasibly fit in her bag?
With a bag of holding, sure.
Okay, she's taking one of the flowers as a souvenir. And she's not gonna take just the flowers. She's gonna take like a little bit of the vines too, so that way she can grow her own and try to nurture it. But she's gonna take one of the smaller ones. So, Aganon, are we ready to
what?
go on to? Are we ready to traverse the stairs again, or do you want to go
So
check on the bees?
Aganon is going to collect a bunch of the antlers from some of the
Antlers?
flowers, being careful not to touch the pollen, and put them in a like a folded cloth in his bag.
What's an antler of a flower?
It's
The little
The
like
stamens?
Yeah. Or the bits with the pollen.
The stamen. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the scientific word. Yeah.
That's
Wait.
the only one I know how to call it.
Wait, no,
It's
the
anther and stamen. I take a lot of plant based classes.
okay.
So the stamen is the
Male
little
version.
like
The female
the
part,
parts
right?
the parts that come out of the center of the flower with the little bulbs
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
end. The skinny part is the stamen, and then like the center of the actual flower, because I'm pretty sure there are male and female flowers, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Oh, really?
The anther is the male, or they have both organs. That's correct. They have both organs. The anther is, or the stamen is the male organ, and the anther
Mhm.
is the female organ.
Oh,
Mm,
okay.
Okay, then yeah, the stamen is what I take.
Make sure to add them to your
See, I
notes.
told y'all I'm
Yeah.
smart about just the most random little. But
All right,
are
let's
you
see.
ready to go up
Inventory.
the stairs,
Yeah,
or we?
let's bounce.
Uh, Kalimba's kind of
You hear
like fighting.
the
At this
screams
point,
have started to die down, and there's a whole bunch of cursing from all around now.
yeah, let's go.
Uh-huh.
At this point, Kalimba would have been sick of fighting her way through the vines and have taken her fans out and just started slicing through the ones that are in the way.
Or not to touch stuff.
Well, they don't want to have to traverse through this either, so I'm doing them a favor.
Right. Wait.
So
We
you
didn't find
get
the way out.
you get right to the bottom of the stairs where you were before,
Mm.
and a stone wall that you'd noticed before in front of you at the bottom. A couple bricks click out of place in the shape of the key that you have.
Oh, Aganon shoves that key in there.
I was just gonna say Kalimba saw other staircase in the dump that might not be blocked, but
Oh, it's over here.
Trying to open it. You should be able
Yeah.
to. There you go.
okay,
And
Kalimba
you
would
guys
stumble a little
Oh.
bit down the stairs trying to get down them and away from all the pollen.
head down the stairs, and as you put the key into it, kind of clicks, opens the rest of it folds into the wall as it folds open, letting you past. And the stones behind you clunk into place as you traverse down the stairs. And a similar sensation from before, where you're walking down, and then gravity seems to turn on you, but not in a way of like you're floating. You just keep your perception of it changes. So then you walk down into. Where'd it go? Oh, I didn't scroll down far enough. There it is. You're walking down, and then you're walking up, and then you're walking down again. And as you're walking down the final time, you see into a room that seems to be of a very caged and prison, basically. The best way to describe it.
Halfway through the journey through the stairs, Kalimba would have taken off her heels and just walked barefoot and carried them.
If the new map is up,
Oh yeah, I gotta.
you don't see it yet. Okay.
I see
There.
it. Hold on.
Whoa. All right. This might be a good place to pause it for the night.
Yeah, sure.
Because
If you guys are okay with that. The next time we'd come back, you would probably just wake up if everybody's there.
Okay.
Otherwise, back to the tower, and you're right off where you left off.
I mean, do you want to do one more floor for a reward real quick, or do you want to wait? Because literally all we got from that last floor was other than the goodie bag we're gonna get, was a flower.
So I don't know if we've ever really gotten like tangible rewards from this. I think it's just experience. Sometimes we pick up items,
But there's
but not always,
also,
right?
because you haven't. So that was your fifth floor cleared.
Yeah.
I guess it wasn't made evident, but once you stop clearing and you die is when you get the rewards, basically. And the more floors you clear, so I would keep track of that for yourself, because it's tricky for me with who does what.
Yeah.
Okay.
um,
I'll make a notebook, a whole physical notebook for Kalimba.
because or on your character sheet at least, and because by the time you finish clearing more, then you will, the world will be bigger. And
I already
I
have a
mean,
D&D notebook. Hold up, let me get it out. And I'll
there you
write
go.
one floor cleared.
I myself have almost filled an entire one now from the years that we've been playing.
Well, the
So.
one I'm using is like the front half is going to be for the campaign that I am planning, and then the back half is just going to be general D&D stuff. Huh.
Yeah, that's how I started. Mine's now a jumbled mess of different notes from various campaigns. But I've like tagged different things that I need to go back and reference in it, like those like stickies, so I can quickly go back and reference stuff.
It's called the Infinite Tower, right?
Yep.
So she's cleared one floor. Okay. And now well, so now has just this humongous flower.
Mm-hmm.
How do you add
You
a
get
custom item? Oh, add custom item. There we go. Okay.
there you go.
Sorry. As I read it, as I asked, I finally found it.
No, that's good. That's generally how I add an item in the first time if I find it, and then I'll go back and add details later. So, yeah, we haven't really. There's a spell that's for identifying things, like it should tell you right away, but we don't usually use it, and part of that is because there's an understanding that it takes me a minute to generate stuff like that.
So would this flower be like an all new kind of flower, or would it be a pre-existing one somewhere in the world?
Well, I mean, it's magical in nature, so generally magic items I create new.
I was gonna suggest that Kalimba and Aganon like mutually name it since they're
Yeah, you guys can name it for sure.
So, what do you think we should name this humongous flower, Aganon?
Just a second.
Because I
Just trying to
know
see if something has a name. The the mushroom in Mario that makes you big. Does it have a name?
I think it's just called the giant mushroom.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
But some of the biggest flowers in real life are the hibiscus. The hydrangeas are really big. Lotuses can get really big. Rafflesias, they stink, but they're really big. Sunflowers are like big, tall. Dahlias can get really big. Um,
Well, it's called just the mega mushroom.
Zinnias can get really big. So can camellias.
According
I'm
to
so
Google,
bad at naming things.
the biggest known flower is the Rafflesia.
Rafflesia, yeah.
Rafflesia. Okay. Arnoldi.
Felicia,
Arnaldi. Rafflesia. Or just look up monster flower.
aka Felicia.
They're
Is that
native
your
to
name? Is that your
Malaysia
name
and
suggestion?
Indonesia, and they can grow up to 3 feet in diameter and weigh up to 15 pounds. And its nickname is the corpse flower because it stinks.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
Oh, I know it
Yeah.
by the corpse flower. Okay. I mean, I'm all for Felicia.
Yeah.
Just like
Do you
Steve.
wanna-
Hey, went on a moment's notice.
How do you want to? Yeah, let's call this. I mean, it's close enough to the actual name. Let's just call
That's
it
the
Felicia.
point, yeah.
Then.
All right, Felicia, it is.
And
How
that's
are
with
you?
an F, right? Or is it with
Yeah,
a PH?
it is spelled with an F for the
How do you
actual flower.
spell it?
Yeah.
FELC.
I think it's A. FAL.
I'm just gonna spell it how you spell it, cause
I just Googled it. Falesha. Felicia flower.
And it's kind of pneumatic.
You
I like it.
have
Yeah.
just sustaining of it. I have the whole flower stuffed in my bag.
Yeah. I like the alliteration.
But at least we're gonna have something to show the next session we do for
Mhm.
the these characters.
Besides some XP, which you need. So, all in all, good session.
Yeah.
Cleared one floor. That was
Mhm.
very eventful.
I mean, normally when we do the tower, we clear 1 or 2.
Yeah,
Okay, I
you're
was
not.
expecting
Yeah.
like them to be a
Oh no.
little shorter. I'm not gonna lie, because when you
Mhm.
said like there's a bunch of floors of this, I was like, okay,
I mean,
maybe
it's
we'll clear like
infinite
maybe we'll clear like
theoretically.
3. I mean, you said it was like a mini game, so I was like, okay, well maybe clear 3 and then get off. But
Well, you got to remember. You got to remember what a D&D session's like.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't really get too derailed this time, so
No,
that's
Yeah.
no.
the.
And I think I've been playing with this group for 6 months, something like that, and I've only cleared 5 levels.
But also, I would assume y'all only usually do
Mhm.
this when there's like 2 or 3 of y'all.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it's a good XP gain for those that were able to make it without moving the story too far along. For those that
yeah.
couldn't.
Yeah.
I have
Josh.
I have one last thing I would like to do before we end the session. Just as like a general thing for me to know. I just want one of y'all to give, or for Aganon to give Kalimba a tour of the
Oh yeah.
base,
Oh.
because she has stayed pretty much exclusively in that main room. Because the first time she even walked back there, she saw the crickets and ran back up front screaming. So
What was your
she's
question
only
ago,
been.
Aganon? I'll move the cursor over here so you guys can see it and do
Well,
that.
I was going to ask, do we need to remember what levels specifically we cleared for the rewards, or just the number of levels?
If you want to put it in a description, that'll help me. But
Okay.
the number is good.
I can definitely. I've cleared so little that I remember them. So.
I started at least 2. I think in the XP tracker, I've been marking it red or something like that, so that because that's been the way that I was trying to keep track.
Okay, there's the floor is lava. There's the smart dolphin.
I love the descriptions. Actually, this is great.
There's the
You guys tried to capture that smart dolphin too.
dragon orbs and scary and angry statue.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Orbs and angry statue.
Yeah, this one could have gone one of a few ways. That's the other reason. Because if you haven't noticed, I play a little bit different than some GMs. Alex, I know it's probably hard for you to say, but I play loosey goosey. So I'll build an encounter and stuff so that I have stuff ready. But I'm always like rolling off of what you guys are feeling at that moment. So I'm like changing the encounter as it goes. Because you could have had to fight like a blight monster, but I was like, you guys are seeming to
Oh.
enjoy figuring this out and finding a solution. So maybe they do.
I mean, Kalimba was just doing what she felt like doing. She's never done any alchemy, botany, none of that.
Yeah,
So that was
yeah,
her
it was good.
first.
So and then there was the Willy Wonka elf torture level.
What? Hold up. I need a description of that because
they were like those ones were in particular. You guys found out a little tower. You were playing. You'd cleared a few more levels that, and other people had been in the tower for a little bit. So you guys found a level that was like glitching, and the people weren't remembering stuff right. If I
Yeah.
remember correctly, that's the one you're talking about.
They were making like potions, and they couldn't remember.
How or why or for what reason?
Yeah, and they were
all
basically like.
my notes for this floor are blight infested nymph vineyard, that with a little like dash below it in a separate like row. I said solved primarily by Callie with a quote unquote explosive salve.
Oh, I just have the level called Felicia Flower. Uh-huh. And saved that list. There we go.
I
So
mean, I feel
you're
like Callie and Aganon got to know each other a little better because
yeah.
the main person that Kalimba's interacted with has been Franklin so far. Franklin and Ezra. So
I put you guys back in like the common room too
Uh-huh.
because I figured this scenario was probably played out before you guys went to sleep to go into the
Oh,
tower
okay.
basically.
So
I mean, Kalimba would have still
Mhm.
fallen asleep right in that chair that she was sitting in when they got back from the meeting in the tower.
Mhm.
So
So
that's kind of
guys
like
will
the
wake up
spot she's claimed to sleep in.
where
Okay, so
you
if this is
were.
before we were in the
Mhm.
tower,
Yep.
then you can sleep here if you want to, but let me show you around. This is an excellent space to be right here. This is the bar.
With the
As
chest gives you stuff if you put money in it.
yes, as I'm sure you frequented. And then over here, that's hats off, Josh. What is this again? Is this the baby, the monster baby?
No, it
No.
was the eyeball floating creature corpse that Franklin stole, hopefully as a body um for Bob, but Bob wasn't having it because like inside of this area it seemed like it was just floating. It's not really a corpse because it wasn't dead, he knocked it unconscious or something, and it was like floating in here, and it's not eyeless, but its eye is very milky. So Bob was pretty sure that if he ever left the pocket rocket, the mind controlling abilities of the thing that was controlling this creature would take effect again.
Who's Bob?
Bob is the talking
I was
skull
just gonna ask
that
that.
Oh, okay, right.
that Ash has with her, and she'd acquired from even before getting into hell.
Right. Okay, so Aganon tries to explain all of that with vague gestures at disgustingness.
Tentacles flopping
Yeah.
around.
Kalimba would
Moving
have
along.
taken a like. Kalimba has her nails like very well manicured, so she would have just poked it gently with a nail, just kind of.
And it would have wiggled just like jelly almost under your touch.
She would have gagged fully. Like this.
So,
She's gonna very carefully walk, like
wait,
hugging the wall
stop
almost,
moving, stop
past the
moving.
cockroaches.
Okay, see these cones. Do not, under any circumstances, cross these cones.
What's past the
See
cones?
that pile of bones past there? That's not a pile of bones. That wants to eat you.
And as you're saying that too, against what looks like to be a cage or metal bars of a cell, bones are trying to like push their way out of it. It looks like it's just a pile of bones and different parts of dead things that are piled up inside the space, fall out of the cage, and then slump to the floor out of the cage.
This is
So
Franklin's
Waddy,
pet.
I was just gonna ask Waddy, I'll have this because seems very
That's an excellent question.
almost redundant to have because if
Excellent question.
somebody
Franklin's
accidentally falls
experiment.
in there,
Mm-hmm. Or we can push our enemies into it.
that seems more of a Ezra solution.
Mm-hmm. So, Josh, hats off. What's this area? I'm assuming Aganon would know this by now. The area that the crickets are in? Is this like treasure and
Kalimba's
gambling
not.
tables?
Kalimba's gonna stand in that little hallway,
That's
and
what it
because
was. But
she's
the
not going
treasure
near the
chests
crickets.
now seem to be empty, and completely empty, standing there, and the game tables that were there before are inhabited by crickets, uh, dire crickets to be exact. So they're larger than, especially the adult ones, are larger than you guys, and are using their little appendages to do some sorts of experiments that Franklin has set up for them as well.
And I'm sure you've seen the crickets. How and why they got here, I have no clue. But these are our crickets.
I hate bugs, so that's very fun for me.
So yeah, a lot of this got here before my time, and I've just come to accept it.
I'm not
It's
accepting
scenery.
the crickets. I will accept the bone pile. I'm not accepting the crickets. If it was
And
up to me, I would have already killed them. But I'm gonna be nice to y'all and not touch y'all's crickets.
Here's our garden. Josh, I don't remember what all the bodies with the X's on them are.
I don't honestly recall either. I was trying to remember that before you got there, but I've got a bit of a description for this room because it's a bit more than the other ones. Because
Okay.
there's it's mainly stragglers now because he's released a bunch of them, but there are a few, probably a handful of smaller crickets crawling along the tops or along the sides of the walls away from you guys. Up into the darker reaches of that room. But there is a mostly clean pool of water that seems to have its own little wave action going on, and some of the plants look newer and are struggling to handle the load of corpses that have been drug into this room and thrown in seemingly as trash or manure. It's not been handled well one way or the other. Um, there are a few other creatures that just seem to inhabit the space, trying to keep also struggling to keep this little ecosystem alive. But you do know that this is kind of where all the oxygen come from for the space to keep it breathable.
Yeah, we should probably do something about this.
Yeah, but because y'all's bedroom, I don't know how big it is, but I'm assuming it's getting kind of cramped up there with how many people there are now.
You
But
you you know Aganon too, that nobody seems to claim a bed for themselves. They just kind of sleep in whichever one suits them at the time.
Yeah, it's a free for all.
yeah, I'm probably just gonna like lay me down a beach towel in here and just sleep by the water. Because if you can't tell from my appearance, the net bag with coconuts and pineapples in it,
Must be like home.
yeah.
And and
Well,
last
let me show you one more place before you go to sleep. Back down here, we can take a wide berth around the crickets. How do I get up here?
you got into the right room, but you get into there and you call these elevator open
Oh,
card
right.
mine card things that you can climb into and will take you up what used to be a ladder that they are attached to, and they click up it like an elevator, like I was saying. And let me just yeah, I can do this. Whoop. Move you guys up top, and you guys go up to what you had seen before, but only loosely through shadows, and heard about and seen some of the goblins around that seem to be doing some of the minor tasks around, but they are living up in this upper region, which has a bunch of hammocks that hang in between two sets of bridge, one of which is full of raw material that they've dug out of the side of the cavern up top because each one of these little areas that you've described are more beehive and cone shaped. So the top was
Oh, what? You just hear Kalimba mutter, hell. I thought it
and
was only one guy, but all of them.
yeah, you realize there's about 30 of them that have been living in the pocket rocket, and probably what's befouling the water the most.
So these are the mice in the walls.
Me and these guys, me and these goblins are gonna have to have some ground rules about the water.
Well, good luck with that. And this is the cave in which Franklin transformed.
He wasn't
I gesture to the
originally.
pool over here.
He
Oh
wasn't
no,
originally that.
he used to be your friendly green neighborhood turtle.
But now
Just turtly enough for the Turtle Club.
he's covered in adamantine with bugs.
Happened right here. Yep. Well, he's always had the bugs. And I guess he didn't always look friendly. He was little.
Disheveled.
He didn't always have the bugs, but to your knowledge, he did.
Oh, yeah. As far as I've known him, he's always had the bugs. And he's always been a little bit necrotic. But other than that, a turtle.
So, where did the adamantine come from?
Right here. And he just... Isn't this pool still filled with it, or no?
It doesn't seem to be liquid currently, but the pieces of stone that you've been seeing mined out too are all adamantine. The whole structure of this rock is adamantine. It's basically one big chunk.
Aganon gestures to this like lowered area over here.
Let me.
This at one point was a melted pool. This is where he went for a little swim.
Is there like a... Hold up. I got something I might want to have Kalimba do in the future involving this. Let me look if there's an item. There's... That's weird that there's not. I was fully expecting there to be. I was going to see if Kalimba could pay one of the goblins to give her a chunk of adamantine and her make it into a ring, since she can't wear armor. But there's only like adamantine ring mail and...
Yeah, because the benefit of adamantine really, from a magical standpoint, is that it stops crits, and you need a bunch of it to do that. Because like, if you were to be hit, basically it absorbs that excess damage magically.
I'm still gonna let her do that, make her do that, and whether it has an effect or not, she's gonna have an adamantine ring eventually. She's
Then
gonna
you turn to one of the
like...
goblins, and it just starts talking to you in goblin like.
She's just gonna hold up a coin and tap on the wall.
And then it raises its hands and like crosses them in like a no and points at the coin, and then it points at the wall, and then just hands you a chunk.
She's gonna flip, like, do her thumb and like flip the coin at it.
And it jumps up and bites it out of the air. Make sure that it's cold. Whatever. What are you giving it?
Probably. I mean, she's got some money. She's just gonna flip like a gold coin at it, I guess. I don't know.
And it pulls back just to make sure that the teeth mark's stuck and that it's actually gold, and then shoves it into some spot in it, and it kind of like crouch. Not like it looks like it's trying to bow, but it doesn't know how. It's got its like arms pulled back, and then it like leans forward, almost falls over, and stands back up. And then looks around to make sure no one else had seen that you gave him a gold coin, and goes back to doing whatever it was doing. Probably just going about its day.
Okay, we can continue now. But is there any other, like, where's y'all's sleeping quarters at? Is that like back down there? Columbus was just asking where, like, could you show her the bedroom? Like, where is that at?
Oh.
Because I think that's the one spot in here we haven't covered, unless there's more, like, hidden in the walls.
Hop back in the cart.
In a non-suggestive way.
Yes. He's kind of looking at her a little bit nervous and suspicious.
Kalimba's not going to try anything with anybody yet.
And
give it a little bit.
The elevator cart clicks back down the track.
And the dormitory is this way. Mind the cones.
And the skeleton pile?
And right up here. You might have interest in this. There's a whole like makeup station here. Combs and powders and such, I assume.
Why didn't anybody tell me this was here sooner? I've just been having to, like, get ready on my own accord.
Our bad. Sorry about that, but it's at your disposal now. So you can do your thing.
I can kind of assume who would choose what bed, though, just based off like vibes. Like,
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I didn't zoom in to look at them yet.
I feel like the bottom right one gives like just the name Ash. That's the vibe.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
the red one. Then the one with the
Mhm.
pelt on it is probably Is. And the one with the
Aganon.
sigil in the middle gives Aganon. Like I feel like that the blue and yellow one in the
Okay.
bottom right ish. And then the green with the orange is Franklin. The top one is Faust or Grandam in this one. Hold up.
Faust.
Faust. Is there anybody else I'm missing? Because I feel like there
That
is. But
you've played
I
with.
know
I don't.
Faust might be the sigil one. Oh, so Aganon grew up on the streets. He did well.
Mm,
Okay, I should say he grew up. When he was a baby, he was born on the streets. Then he was taken into Nimue castle as a toddler, and I guess technically grew up as a servant in the castle. But then when he was like a preteen, he wasn't a captive at the castle. He just worked there. And so when he was a preteen, he started spending more time out on the streets while he was still working at the castle, and kind of fell into street gangs. So like the castle was his
oh,
main gig, but then he was like hung out with the urchins and the gangs in the city in his spare time.
I feel like him and Kalimba had a similar yet very different uprising. Like the fact that he was pretty much abandoned by his parents, right? That was kind of
Yeah, like or he wandered off and got lost, or he doesn't really know.
yeah.
He just knew he
Well,
was found in the woods as a kid.
Kalimba was from pretty much when she was born. Like she doesn't know how she stayed alive during this time, but due to her parents' wrongdoings, as kind of like punishment for that, she was trapped on an island, could not get off. Then when like 20-ish, when the curse was lifted, she became a traveling performer almost. Not like kind of like a bard, but she didn't go full like
Just a way to make money.
yeah.
Uh,
And then she was traveling through hell to find her parents and tell them that she does not blame them for anything, and just kind of give her like she wants to meet her parents if they are here. Like that's her whole reason for being where she is.
uh-huh.
And the only thing left to her by her parents was her bag. Like that is the only
Well,
thing she.
I'm surprised she's so forgiving.
I mean, she's not bothered by much, really. She's like
Uh-huh.
very even tempered.
Uh-huh.
Zero
Except when
is
it comes to
not,
bugs.
except when it comes
Except,
to bugs
yeah.
or squishy demons
Yeah.
with tentacles.
Mhm. All right, so Aganon is before he approaches any of the beds, he kind of waits for her to move along.
Yeah, she would have wandered back
Mhm.
over to the vanity and
Yeah.
fixed her appearance.
Mhm.
That would
So actually,
like
Agnon wouldn't have taken a bed in the middle of the room. He'd want one in the corner, so he'd go over here.
that's yeah and just after hearing his backstory,
Mhm.
that makes sense. Like the
Yeah.
placement of the bed makes sense with that. I was
Yeah,
just going based off like design and like
yeah. But that's a bed for a very trusting soul.
so that would who's the most nobody's the
A
most
very
trusting out of this
or
group. So
confident. Or a very confident soul.
Franklin,
Yeah.
Ezra.
that too.
Ezra's got to be the pelt though.
Yeah, I just remembered something about the other campaign though that we have waiting for us next time.
So many things.
You remember Zero started brewing the moonshine that
Mhm.
somebody got punished with? So we got a whole batch of that waiting.
Oh,
I think you may have missed.
spaghetti sauce.
Yep. I think you
Mhm.
may have missed, though. Grand Dam captured the spaghetti monster
Yeah, that happened.
in a master ball.
That I'm not surprised.
Mhm.
That tracks.
I'm guessing that's when, after Kalimba's done fixing herself, goes back down to the chair.
Yeah.
And that's a good place to call it.
Yeah. Good sesh, y'all.
Yeah, 10 o'clock is like my hard cutoff
Same.
because I
Yeah.
wake up at 6.
Same.
A grand and wonderful thank you for those who took the time and made it here, to the end of the episode, where I know sometimes we are long-winded and others we are just dead silent. I don't know what to tell you. This is raw here, folks. Please remember to like and subscribe, and you can help support us just by listening. But you can also provide even more support, if you like, by going to Anchor FM page and following the support link there. If you do so, I will personally work in an NPC or an idea, whatever you'd like to hear played out. If you want, you can get a hold of us through one of our many options, including voice messages on Anchor FM, or DM to our Twitter, or any other social media that you can find us, YouTube, etc. You can share your ideas, otherwise listen for the shout out and thank you for making it through.